Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Snoo coming to you with a brand new League Start build guide and my choice League Starter for upcoming patch 3.27 Keepers of the Flame. This time featuring Bow Cast on Crit, Poison Detonate Dead with the newly revamped Assassin Ascendancy. This build was originally conceived over a year ago when at the time I had been inspired by a Junggrown video featuring his very own Bow Cast on Crit Poison Detonate Dead Pathfinder, using the build enabling unique Volker's Guidance as a means to scale poison damage off of elemental damage. His version was a highly functional late in-game build with an investment cost that appropriately matched its power. Upon seeing this build, I set out to make my own version, more budget-friendly with a League Start scenario in mind, and with Magic Find too. The initial testing phase looked promising, but the build never saw the light of day as I was theory crafting many different builds at the time, including one freeze-based bow build that would eventually evolve into Elemental Hit of the Spectrum Warden. Fast forward to recent times, the Pathfinder Ascendancy is about to get some serious competition in the realm of all things poison, thanks to the long-awaited overhaul of the Assassin Ascendancy. Let's now take a look at the newly reworked Assassin. For a niche build idea like Elemental Hit Poison, Infused Toxins is the big winner here, allowing all damage type to deal poison damage. The game already has this mechanic in a few select places, but none easily accessible for the bow archetype, which is why up until now Volker's Guidance was used as a workaround despite the punishing downside of having the duration of all poison dealt, which is to say the damage you see here in the test footage for this video is not at all representative of the build's real damage come League launch. Next up is Toxic Delivery, the prerequisite point that essentially consolidates the damage scaling of two of the old Assassin's Ascendancy notables into one for a whole lot of extra damage. Knife in the Back is one of two halves of an Ascendancy point. This side of the coin offers a significant amount of critical strike multiplier, which has now become the build's biggest damage scaler on account of the recent rework of Perfect Agony. The Assassin Ascendancy is all about crits and poison, so this keystone is an integral piece to the puzzle of putting this build together. The downside of critical strikes do not deal extra damage is basically baked into the equation when Ungol's Harmony was already a go-to amulet for this type of build. On a side point, this build features a lot of readily available uniques with either redundant or negative modifiers perfectly suited for the upcoming League mechanic. Last on the list, Mistwalker is a simple but feel-good Ascendancy point which helps give the build some more speed and avoidance in the form of a boosted elusive buff, also not easily accessible for the bow archetype. So why go bows on a build like this? Well, aside from two of the four Ascendancy points indirectly elevating the bow archetype more than its counterparts, bows are privy to Mana-Forged arrows as well as 3 6-links for the price of 2. A Cast on Crit Poison build has more ways to scale its damage than gem slots available to automate them. Here's what a Cast on Crit Poison Detonate Dead bow build can do. A pseudo 7-linked Rain of Arrows of Saturation carpet bombs the entire screen, forcing a reliably high trigger rate for Cast on Crit Detonate Dead of Chaining. But Detonate Dead needs corpses, which is why that same Rain of Arrows attack also procs a different 6-linked Mana-Forged arrows connected to Blast Rain, another carpet bombing bow attack with similar functionality that is also connected to a Cast on Crit gem further linked with Desecrate, the skill used as a corpse delivery system for feeding Detonate Dead, as well as Warlord's Mark, which serves as a means to regulate life and mana recovery for a single target, and is what gives this build high endurance charge acquisition backdrop to a cast from damage taken Immortal Call. That original Rain of Arrows attack also procs Rain of Arrows, embedded in Lionized Paws, which acts as its own pseudo 6-link, bypassing the need for a skill gem or Mana-Forged arrows. This bonus Rain of Arrows is hex touched to a triple curse package, which grants a staggering amount of damage and survivability to poison builds in particular. One attack with Rain of Arrows of Saturation automates 8 separate skills, 3 of which are cast on repeat, making this one of the most robust one-button builds you'll likely see in the game. For the sake of maximizing damage scaling, Detonate Dead is best thought of as neither an attack nor a spell. Reaching at or near 100% global critical strike chance, as well as 100% global poison on hit chance, is crucial for the build's success. Fortunately, much of this can be achieved through the passive tree. What's left is scattered about a few pieces of gear, one of which is Coralito's Signature. This peculiar item grants both crit chance and poison chance during use, but it comes with the downside of slowly draining life. Except this isn't a downside, it's actually an upside. Hold that thought. Perhaps the most fascinating tech in the whole build came about solving the issue of life recovery against the predations of a cast on crit life tap dual gem setup. Warlord's Mark wasn't enough. A modest amount of life on hit wasn't enough. However, heavier investment in life leech on the passive tree with a matching amulet anoint proved pretty solid for a build with so many small hits involved, and paved the way to the glove of choice, Tanu Ahi, which brings high uptime onslaught and adrenaline into the build thanks to the combination of better life leech against both a life tap mana forge cast on crit setup and a flask which keeps us from ever staying topped off even for a split second. So, with recovery out of the way, let's talk defenses. This is certainly the tankiest bow starter I've ever played, and for good reason. Unlike my previous League starter, poison builds like this have to put up with incoming damage at all times. Major defensive contributors are Doppelganger Guise, body armor, Flesh and Stone Aura, Debilitate from Punishment Curse, Endurance charges through Warlord's Mark, and Immortal Call on a cast when damage taken link. These defensive layers, combined with a modest amount of life and evasion with elemental resist cap, should be enough to help you break into tier 17 maps. Now on to damage. One of the build's strengths is the many ways it can scale damage. There's percent more damage, percent increased damage, fire damage, elemental damage, chaos damage, elemental damage gained as extra chaos damage, damage over time, poison damage, poison duration, critical strike multi, damage curses, wither stacking, corpse life. There's even cooldown for the sake of the cast on crit gem server tick rate. Not to mention accuracy, critical strike chance, and poison hit chance, all of which are necessary to reach at or near cap if you want to truly take advantage of all that scaling potential. Alright, let's bring it back a notch and discuss leveling. Unfortunately, a poison cast on crit build like this would not make for a good leveling experience, but leveling as Toxic Rain would. Trickster is a terrific all-purpose Ascendancy for a skill like Toxic Rain, which happens to feature a playstyle that mimics that of cast on crit Poison Detonate Dead, even though it scales very differently. The passive tree comes fully equipped with a comprehensive leveling breakdown, beginning with Cobra Lash into Toxic Rain on the Trickster Ascendancy. The swap from Toxic Rain Trickster to the endgame variant on Assassin should happen late in progression after accessing all of the necessary crit and poison nodes on the tree, as well as acquiring the build enabling items, most notably this Shaper influenced bow, which can be crafted at first by Recombinator. Please refer to the loadouts and the notes section for more detailed information pertaining to the leveling portion of the guide. Detonate Dead has long been considered one of the most powerful skill gems in the game, even through repeat nerfs. Most notably, patch 3.25 brought an end to Spectre hunting with the Desecrate gem, which means corpse life scaling through Desecrate has been severely stunted, but it also means you no longer have to worry about setting up your gem with Spectres. Perhaps Unearth will have a future place in the build, as a suitable replacement now that it has way more scaling potential, albeit on a higher budget. More on that at a later date. As for Detonate Dead's current state, I tested a few different high-profile cast-on-crit spell poison setups with similar links, and none of them compared to the power that Detonate Dead still offers today, which should honestly surprise no one. For that reason, and the myriad of other reasons outlined in this video, I'm looking forward to seeing where this build takes me. Feel free to join in on the fun. You can most definitely expect to see me live streaming this crazy one-button build in action come League launch, so please like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more guide videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and good luck out there in Rayclast.